Well, this is day 4 on our study of the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer is really a wonderful prayer just to pray on its own as a standalone prayer, but it's also a pattern to use in prayer. And I've suggested previously that we all read this prayer from Matthew chapter 6 each day as we meditate on it together during this week. Well, let's see how far we've come in the prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts, as we have also forgiven our debtors. And so it's that last statement, and forgive our debts, as we have also forgiven our debtors, that we're going to focus on today. Every time we do something by word or deed against another person, no matter how big or how small, we have created a debt that needs to be forgiven. To take this further, a debt unfulfilled is a debt unpaid. A debt unfulfilled is a debt unpaid. So even failing to do something we know we should do creates a debt. In this prayer statement, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors, we're asking God to forgive us when we've messed up, when we've said things or done things to others that we should not have done. We're also asking God to forgive us for the things we know we should have done, but we did not do. Then the second part of the statement, as we've also forgiven our debtors, is a declaration that we've forgiven others who have offended us. People who have said hurtful things to us, people who have broken promises to us. So each time we pray, we're to request God to forgive us for the words, actions, and broken promises that we have towards others. And we're declaring because He's been faithful in forgiving us, we also will forgive and not hold grudges towards those who've offended us. For additional reading on this subject, you may want to take a look at Matthew chapter 18, verse 23 to 35. It's a story about a man who owed a master a large sum of money. A large sum of money, so large that he could never afford to repay it. But when payment was demanded, he pleaded for mercy, and the master forgave the debt. However, the same man, who was now free of his debt, went to another person who owed him a very small amount of money and demanded payment. The master who had forgiven the first man was not pleased that he had not extended the same forgiveness that he had received. So in our prayers today, let us remember the great debt that we have been forgiven. Let's remember that as we're praying, we're asking to be forgiven for even the little things that sometimes we forget about or didn't mean and we haven't cleaned up properly. Then let us also be willing to forgive others who have created indebtedness to us by word, actions, or even inactions that have offended us. By this, we're set free to get a little better understanding of what it is to be forgiving like Jesus.